I typically start my day in prayer, asking God to give me my daily bread. And then I do a couple of devotionals. And literally every morning when I do my devotionals, when I put them all together, the different verses together, they literally tell one story. I use 3 different sources for devotionals. And when I put them together, they are giving me wisdom for my day, giving me understanding for my day, a little nudge on what's going to take place. Now, God doesn't tell me this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is how it's going to happen. It's just a nudge that at some point throughout my day, I'm going to experience this, right? Whether good or bad. And I've noticed the days where I would rush it, the days where I would, okay, I read this. All right, I got this, whatever that may be. My day, at some point, I'm shook and I'm like, help. I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I'm like, what's going on? And God brings me back to my devotionals from the morning like, hey, this was me giving you wisdom. This was me giving you guidance on that. Calm down, keep calm. I still got you. I've tried to prep you for this very thing, right? And so he showed me the story of Mary and Martha in Luke 10. And in that story, I'm like, okay, why are you talking about Mary and Martha to me? I've been raised in the church. I done heard this story taught plenty of times. I know the story of Mary and Martha. What's going on, And so I noticed something that I hadn't noticed before. So in verse 39, it says that Martha was also sitting at Jesus' feet, but she got up. So when she got up, worried about her many tasks and thinking about everything she needed to get done and how she was going to do it, that is when, she started complaining like, hey, God, okay, I got all this stuff to do. Well, she was talking to Jesus, which is still God. But she's like, hey, I got all this stuff to do. Why is Mary sitting down at your feet when she can be doing everything she need to be doing? And Jesus told her, like, Mary has made the right choice by deciding to sit at my feet. You are worried about many things, but, she made the right decision to continue to stay in my presence. And we can all get so consumed and so stressed and worried about XYZ, what's going to happen, the stresses and worries of life, when if we just take a moment to just tap in to the presence of God, we'll have everything we need. We'll have more than enough. In 1 Kings 19, it's a story about a guy named Elijah. He's a prophet. And God has given him supernatural powers, supernatural gifts. And here he is running from Jezebel, somebody with no power, right? So Jezebel is mad at him and she tells him she's going to kill him. Now, despite all the power that Elijah had and how God had used him in miraculous ways, he gets scared and he runs off. He runs off into the wilderness and ends up in a cave, and he's afraid of Jezebel, right? And so the word of the Lord comes to him, and, the word of the Lord asks him, Elijah, what are you doing here? And he responded and he complained. He's like, she's trying to kill me. Like, what's going on? I've been trying to be faithful to you, God, but they after me, what the heck is going on? And so the presence of the Lord tells him, go up to the top of the mountain and to the presence of God. And so he goes up there to the top of the mountain, and 3 things happen. First, there's a mighty wind, and that mighty wind tears at the mountains and it shatters cliffs. But the Lord was not in that wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but God wasn't in that earthquake. And after that earthquake, there was a fire, and God still wasn't in the fire. God was in a still small voice when he asked Elijah, what are you doing here? Asking Elijah, why in the world are you stressing? Why are you full of anxiety? Why are you in fear? Why are you running away? Like, have I not shown you how much I got your back, right? But that I am God and I am your God, right? So what is going on? What are you doing here, Elijah? But it was once Elijah heard that still small voice, he got instructions on how to move forward, on what to do next, so that he didn't have to live in that state of fear. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 7, you guys can go to that, verses 7 through 18. And it's talking about the new covenant that we're in, right? And so if you're familiar with the story of Moses, he used to go up to the mountain to get the commandments, to get instructions from God to give to the Israelites, to give them instructions. And when he would come down off the mountain, he would have to wear a veil over his face to cover up the glory, right? Because he would experience so much glory from being in the presence of God that he had to wear this veil because the glory of the Lord was upon him, and the Israelites wouldn't be able to handle seeing that, right? And so because of Jesus and his sacrifice, we're under a new covenant, and that glory is within us, right? So when we accept Jesus into our lives and the Holy Spirit is within us, that glory is now within us. That presence is now with us, in us and with us. And so we can always experience the presence of God no matter where we're at, whether we're at work, sitting at our desk, taking a shower, cooking dinner, driving in the car, no matter what is going on, no matter what circumstances are taking place in our lives, we always have this presence. We always have this glory. And in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18, it says, "We all, with unveiled faces, are looking as in a mirror at the glory of the Lord, and are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory. This is from the Lord who is the Spirit." That knowing of the more we sit and talk and experience and in relationship with that Spirit that's in us, with the Holy Spirit, he continues to transform us, right? He continues to develop us and grow us into all of who we are created to be, more like him. We look more like him, and we handle our circumstances more in his ways when we are listening to that still small voice, when we are experiencing a still small voice, no matter where we're at, no matter what the circumstances may be. In Luke 12:22, it tells us not to worry about anything. And in Philippians 4:6, it tells us not only not to worry, but to pray about whatever we need and let our requests be made known to God. One more verse, y'all. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be afraid, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will hold on to you with my righteous hands." That doesn't say, "I will be with you sometimes. I am your God sometimes. I will strengthen you sometimes. I will help you sometimes." No, I am, right? God is with you. I am. God is always there, right? The Emmanuel. I am always with you. I am always present. You can always experience me, and you can at any moment, no matter where you're at, you can have that conversation, and I will respond in that still small voice. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be, it won't be loud or shaken in this big grand way. Just that still small voice, that little nudge to say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Right? So today I pray that you release your anxiety. I pray that you release your fear of the future and your to-do lists and timelines, and get yourself into the presence of God. I love you all in real life.